Good morning, good noon, good evening, whatever time and place you're listening to us from, straight from the 909. It's Mark, Ali, myself, Isaiah, and together, that's hip-hop. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Today we're returning to the almighty Elzhi, Jason Powers. He's widely regarded as one of the most skilled lyricists in the hip-hop genre. His intricate wordplay, complex rhyme schemes, and storytelling prowess has earned him a dedicated fan base and respect from peers and critics alike. Emerging from Detroit, a city known for its rich musical history, Elzhi first gained prominence as a member of the group Slum Village, which itself is a cornerstone of the hip-hop underground scene. Big influence here. This guy is, we mentioned it before on the previous episode, he is your rapper's favorite rapper type of deal here. Excellent, like, technical skills in hip hop. There's just so much to him. It's not even just a one dimension thing. There's like concepts that he does. There's just wordplay schemes. He's very precise. He's smooth. There's depth. There's metaphors. Like, you get a lot. Like, if you're a lyricist on the pen, this is your artist right here. There's a lot to expect from anybody who wants more substance in hip hop. Like, Elzhi would be your guy. This is a guy who, you know, he's born out of Detroit. Detroit already, we know, as a like a rich hip hop, scene there. Definitely. Which is cool. We have the likes of Obi Trice from there, Eminem, Proof, Royce da 5'9", Dilla, just to name a few. Slum Village. And this was the crew and people that Elzhi, was like where he came from, hanging with these guys. Dilla was the one who championed Elzhi, which is like, I mean, that alone, is enough credibility. If you have Dilla, really, putting you on and really trying to like say, hey guys, you guys got to put him on. So that in alone is dope. I believe that Dilla has a special ear, genius, and the fact that he would, because he could have chose anybody. Dilla could have chose anybody to be in that seat. But the fact that he looked at Elzhi and said, I see something here, like that alone says a lot. We're talking about his debut album, The Preface. Released August 12th, 2008 on Fat Beat Records. It features many of the Detroit MCs, including Royce da 5'9", Guilty Simpson, Black Milk, Fat Father, Danny Brown, Fat Cat, among others. The album has been critically acclaimed and considered by many professional reviewers as one of the best hip-hop albums of 2008. Producers on this album were T3, DJ Dez, which is his DJ, P the Pistol, Denmark Vesey, Leaf K Mayfield, Hex Murda, and of course, Black Milk, who produced the majority of the tracks on this album. The length of this album is 61 minutes and 51 seconds, a little bit beyond the normal pocket that we call the sweet spot of the 40-minute mark. I just wanted to ask, because today was Ali's choice and he chose this album to cover. I think it's a dope album. My first time actually listening to it, actually. Why did you choose this album, Ali, or Elzhi, to cover?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I first heard of Elzhi when he was in Slum Village. The song Tainted was getting a lot of play on like BET, MTV. And even though it was like like one of those records like for the ladies, at the same time, he still found a way to be intricate and lyrical in it. Like, it was a simple enough flow for it to be a hit record, yet he still found a way to find it to be lyrical. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty dope. And then I didn't really dive into that album. But then the next Slum Village album, Detroit Deli, that came out, I think, in 2004. That's when I really kind of dove into Slum Village with the version with Elzhi. And they had that song, what was it, Selfish, with Kanye. That was a big hit. And again, same thing. It was another one of those like for the ladies records to be a hit, but his verse was still lyrical. Like he had pockets that I was just like, oh wow, this is really creative. Even on a mainstream record,
Yeah.
this guy still can find ways to be intricate and lyrical. I was like, wow, this dude is dope. And then after that, I really didn't hear from him much. But then, you know, we get to like the blog era and stuff where, you know, not a lot of mainstream stuff is out that I like. So now I'm digging for things. I'm looking for stuff to find. And I'm looking at Slum Village albums. And I find this self-titled Slum Village album from '05. And I was blown away by that album. So I said, okay, what else is out there from this guy? And then I find the Preface. And I was just like, wow. So as far as why I chose it for this particular episode, I just really wanted to, I saw that you guys, you know, already reviewed an Elzhi project, Jericho Jackson, before I came along, but
yeah, piece of that project.
You know what I mean? That's a great, that was a great album as well. Yep. But I figured like this particular solo from Elzhi is really just what I feel like would make me a fan of his. Like his older music made me a fan. This kept me around. This is from this point on. It's like anything he drops, I'm ready for it.
What I like about Elzhi is that he uses a lot of the soulful sound, like jazzy loops and different stuff like that. But he tends to be in the boom bap space. Yes. But at the same time, like what we saw with Jericho Jackson, like he's not afraid to adapt to the newer sound too. Like, and he can switch it up on you. He can switch up the flow. Like he is that nice with the mic. Like he can do that. So that's what I like is his versatility to be able to like, I could give you this, but then I could give you that, you know. So he's pretty nice in that aspect. What are your thoughts about Elzhi, Mark? You know, I know we talked about him before in the past, and then listening to it now, like what do you think? You know, what do you hear that's different from the Jericho Jackson to like this album, or what stands out to you about his style or whatever?
From the mid 2000s up to the mid 2010s, there was a void in lyrical skill, and there was only a few MCs that I was digging through that actually filled the void.
Which MCs were those?
Well, to me, and this is pretty much late past his like emphasis on prime, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was Cannabis, and Elzhi fit the mold too. Andre was able to put me on to Elzhi, and he was one of his influences on that too. But to listen to him, you end up as an MC, you end up getting a little envious of that. Yeah. Because you start writing your schemes out, you start writing your lyrics, and then you find yourself through some sort of like universal consciousness. Yeah. You end up finding that you have the same rhyme patterns as a lot of MCs, but the best part is that our unique signature on those rhyme patterns separate us from all of it.
Right.
But you end up realizing that Elzhi got the best of it.
Yeah. No, his multi-syllable game is like crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So with his depth, and what separates him with everyone else is that his depth is like James Cameron looking for that Titanic depth.
Yeah.
And it's so deep that I think because the reason he becomes your rapper's favorite rapper is because we're the only ones that want to put on the scuba gear to like dive in and do all that.
Yep. We're going in that what do they call it, that little submarine trying to look at the Titanic.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
we are
going deep. You're going deep. And this is peak rapidy rap.
Except it's not going to crush on us, man.
And he rewards the listeners, and the people that do stay around to listen are typically the MCs.
Yeah, because think about that movie Titanic. Like James Cameron went so in detail with that movie. Like he went from the like very like to present day, like looking and doing that. That's a whole ass movie in itself.
That could have been it could have been two separate movies.
Right.
That didn't even have to be. That could have been cut, and we could have went straight into the Titanic. But no, like this, just the attention to all that, like that was put into that. I remember that thing came out. It had two VHS,
signifying it could have been just two movies.
It could have been two movies. So to that point, Elzhi is like that with the pen. Like this dude will go he will go there.
The Preface should have had a double VHS.
No, it could have been a double disc. It could have.
Yeah.
Very easily could have.
And the fact that this is just the preface. That's crazy.
We don't get a lot of MCs like that around this time where he releases his album.
Right.
That's a treat to us because you then appreciate all the people that are around his ilk, like your Lupe Fiascos, your. You end up having a little bit of Cannabis, even though he was more on the independent scene with that. Nas is still trying to come out doing his stuff.
Yep.
You appreciate these other artists that are around that same cipher, and we constantly have this discussion. And Ali brings this point up, and he brought it up with the homeboy was being as authentic as he could, as he always is, and saying that like, man, you wish Elzhi got his shine a lot more than he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what timeline is that? Is that him? It's in your opinion. And I'm asking you, Ali. But did you think he'd have a better trajectory still doing his thing with Slum Village, or was his trajectory? You think his maximum trajectory would have been more as a solo artist on a different path?
Yeah, I think solo might have been his best option, only because when we're talking mid-2000s, by that point, groups aren't really, heralded the way they used to be, sadly. Groups used to be a big deal, and we're talking 80s, 90s, early 2000s a little bit. But by the time we're hitting like 05, 06, groups are kind of like, passe. You know what I mean? People aren't really checking for rap groups, period. R&B, hip-hop groups just aren't, sadly, weren't really respected to that point. So I feel like as just a straight solo MC that might have came out a couple years later, he might have got appreciated at least a little bit more. You know what I mean? Had he, maybe if, he was a couple years younger and the Preface comes out instead of 08, maybe 2011, he might have gotten a little bit more love, because the one project that he has that got the most love that people know about is Illmatic. When he did his
that solidified his reputation.
When he, did his rendition of Illmatic with a live instrumentation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that was, and again, that came out, I think, either 2011 or 2012.
Right.
So that was like, right on the edge of that blog era time period where a work like that could be appreciated, even though it wasn't super mainstream, but it was heavily critically acclaimed. Every publication talked about it. Hip Hop DX, Double XL. It was everywhere. It got every rating it could have gotten, to the point even where Nas, gave him some love on it for doing that. And I just feel like, a couple years later, I feel the same about Lupe. I feel like Lupe is a victim of bad timing. If Lupe, if he debuted, instead of debuting in 06, if he debuted like 2011,
he would have took over. He would have took over.
That timeline would have been
because he already made he carved space already when he came out. But in 2011, oh man,
like I say, he opened the door for Kendrick and Cole. Like he laid that groundwork and that blueprint for those two to follow and walk through.
I think what's also important to consider is like the momentum too. Like you have to continually be on the upswing, keep pushing. And if you have any space where you're not, it kind of throws you off rhythm, throws you off from your creativity.
Definitely.
Like all that also plays a factor. And then also too, as an MC, because nowadays we see it even more, you kind of have to have it all. You have to have the charisma, the style, the following. You have to be active.
And around the 2000s, you also had to skate. You really had to skate.
Yeah, you had to there's so much more than just being an MC that you had to do to really shine and make it and be put in the forefront like that.
Yep.
So that, and this is, I'm sorry to kind of bring this, but sidebarring now to I think about Drake, we talk about him as an MC or a rapper, he's one of those guys that he has all that, but I think the knock on him is he's not a real MC. He's not a real MC.
He's missing that final piece.
But, and that's a great debate, right? Is Drake really hip hop or is he pop? Yeah. And I think he's one of the examples where, you have to have not only the writing ability, you have to have so much more in order to really be put in the forefront.
There goes that hip hop again, Glaze and Drake. We have this, we don't even want to blame I think the main consensus that people like bringing up with this era from 08 to 2012, we've always known you know, from a commercial standpoint, from a skill standpoint to an overall standpoint, this is Lil Wayne's time.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to argue that.
Oh, no.
But we're not going to be like, oh, had Lil Wayne not shown up, we can't play that card.
No.
Because he brought a tremendous impact, and
Absolutely.
his umbrella of influences.
See, and what was Lil Wayne doing? He was being active.
Yep.
He had the look.
Yep.
He had the charisma. Like, he had
Had it
all
all.
that.
Yeah.
Spitting,
Plus the
killing
lyrical,
every
he was
feature.
working. He was on momentum,
Yep.
featuring.
Yep.
Like,
Everything.
you have to be in like that zone.
Dude, he literally worked himself to exhaustion. Look at him now. He
Yeah.
looks spent.
No, seriously, he do.
But it was for it's that drive that guys have, that, dude, if we have the opportunity
Is
to
he with
make
Skip-
something happen,
is he
we
with
do
Skip
it.
Bayless right now doing the show?
Yeah, Fridays.
He is?
Yep, he's on there on Fridays.
That's crazy.
How's he?
I don't watch. I stopped when
start watching Skip?
when Shannon Sharp left. I
Oh,
left.
it?
Yeah, I left when Shannon Sharp left.
Yeah, rightly so. But so back to Elzhi now. His style. Talking about his style. I hear him and I just hear like the precision. Like, dude is nice. You can hear every word he's spitting, and everything is purposeful. He's one of those guys that prides himself in being able to just, create with different words, and like, that's special when you have that.
Oh yeah.
And I like some of the tracks that's on there because there's a guessing game. I mean,
So creative.
The whole like trick exhibition tracks, like this guy can do those things. Like those are kind of things that, Cannabis would do, or like, what other rapper does stuff like that? Maybe Lupe might do. There's
Shoot,
different
Papoose
artists.
would do stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
back when he was on the mixtape
Big L,
scene. Right.
there's
Ebonics.
there's like
Papoose
different
with
artists that do
Alphabetical
stuff like that.
Slaughter.
Yeah.
Master Ace. So I really like that ability when an artist showcases like a track. And that's what Elzhi does so well. And he's done that, he'll drop little bits here and there on different albums he works on, which is dope.
And the phrase to use is that if it was so easy to do like a gimmick track like that,
Yeah.
Everybody would do it.
Everybody would do it.
Right.
And not a lot of people do it. Only
No.
it's only like a certain threshold of rappers that experiment with that, and not only that, press it to their album.
Yes.
Do you guys have any favorite trick tracks like that?
I mean, like I said, for me, Alphabetical Slaughter by Papoose. This dude literally, every letter of the alphabet, he just raps it. He goes A, alert, assassin at large. And I mean, he's, B, bringing bridges. I mean, he's B's and C's. He does it to every letter. I'm just like, what is going on? He does it from A to Z.
Yeah, Ebonics was that for me.
Yes, Ebonics was a great one with the slang. That's a great one.
And someone even did a newer version.
I just saw that. Yes, that was really, really creative.
Yeah, that was sick.
Poet Laureate Infinity from Cannabis.
That's a good one.
It was 1,000 bars, and all 4 verses are interlinked with each other, whichever combination you did it.
Yep.
So not only does he have themes within each verse, but each of them connect whichever combination you put it in.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That and what is it? It's it's Lupe Fiasco's joint. Dumb It Down, I guess it would have
Kind of, yeah.
It kind of has a theme
man,
to
that
it
was
where
nuts.
it's like where he doesn't want to play into the mainstream tropes, but his rep is telling him to do that.
Yep.
And he's having arguments within his with his rep, or like the man within the chorus. It's funny.
I mean, he's like,
They make you want to do right, Lou.
dumb it down.
Elzhi definitely is one of those guys for sure that does that. What do you guys think about his style?
I mean, first, for me, when I think of Elzhi, first thing I think of is a painter. Like, he feels like an artist painting. Like, when I feel like if I could paint, he's an artist I would put on to paint.
Yeah.
I would just be, shadowing things and outlining things and really wanting to piece, different, things together, different mediums. The pockets that he rhymes in are just so outlandish, and that's what makes, I think, his style so creative too, because, a lot of times people have, they'll say, oh, so and so is too complicated, or so and so is boring, or I don't want to sit there and think that much when I'm listening. Different stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what makes Elzhi a little different from some of those artists that they'll think about is, one, his delivery is super crisp. And two, he's not rapping crazy fast either. You know what I mean? Sometimes rappers will get in their pocket and they'll feel the need to speed up, where Elzhi's not doing that. He's on the beat.
That's a good
It's
point.
a very nice, mellow pace. Yeah, the pockets are kind of, complicated. Yeah, the syllables may be stacked on top of each other. But like I said, he's clear when he's rhyming, and he's not rapping so fast you can't catch it. If you actually try to listen to him, you can actually catch a lot of the stuff he's saying. If you just a little effort, just a little. People don't want to think at all when they listen to music, and that's fine. But with Elzhi, I like to think sometimes. Sometimes. Partying's cool, but I want to think sometimes when I listen to music.
Yeah.
And Elzhi, to me, is that bridge where he has the complicated rhyme schemes, he has the complicated flows and patterns, punchlines, metaphors, double entendres, but they're not so out there where, if you don't put in a little bit of work, you can't catch them.
Yeah, like an Aesop Rock or something.
Yeah, some guys go way beyond. Where it's like, okay, I need to listen to this 20 times to catch 4 bars.
Yeah. We're just gonna have a filter where we change into that's Aesop instead of that's hip hop.
Exactly. We it's fitting that you have an album titled The Preface.
Yeah.
Usually when authors want to put like or co-writers or the people that put together the autobiography, which is co-written by somebody, they'll put a preface. And usually the preface is either done by them, or if it's a very famous celebrity, someone else famous would do the preface to like put the whole subject over. Either he's going to do it himself or someone famous is going to do it for him. With Elzhi doing the album title such as The Preface, we know we're going to be rewarded, like I mentioned, we're going to be rewarded for listening to how deep he goes. But we also know that to title something such as The Preface, we know that there's a lot more in store.
There's a lot.
So this album is only
the beginning
of what he is going to be showing us possibly for the remainder of his career.
Right. I like that. I like that he's thinking that far ahead with it,
Yeah.
And that leaves a lot of room for some creativity to like build upon as a story arc or as a discography arc or whatever. So that's pretty dope. So since we're on that subject, let's talk about the album cover. The album cover has, for those who are listening, Elzhi written in the famous way that he writes it out with the lowercase e, capital LZ, because he used to be called Elzhi, but he spelled it differently and put Elzhi. Then underneath it has the title of the album, the preface. Behind it, there's like this sick like wallpaper. It's like gold. And then it has him like with his eyes over the book, like if like it was from Home Improvement or something, like looking over the fence. But he has the D hat for Detroit. So he's repping Detroit to the fullest. He has a book that actually has the preface as the title, which is dope. So it's like you're literally in his book, and that's fitting as a writer. He's like an author.
Even the way he's wearing his hat, like
to the side,
how they call it, how they'll call it in like Chicago, Detroit. His hat is broke off. That's kind of how that's their lingo, and like how different areas have different things that mean different things.
Right.
Whereas obviously LA, you got gangs and colors and stuff. Whereas places like Chicago and Detroit is literally how you wear your hat. It means something.
Yeah.
Wear it a certain way. It means you're from a certain area, or you might be from a particular gang or from a particular neighborhood, wherever. So he's kind of paying a nod to, I don't know what particular area. I'm not from Detroit. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
But I do know that how you wear your hats, they mean something. So wearing it that particular way, if you from Detroit, you'll be like, oh, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nod. If you're from like Chicago, if you get it, you'll get it.
I like the style too, because the style of the artist, the patterns on the book and on the wallpaper, it reminds me of like a Renaissance time, the Renaissance era. It reminds me of that. So just even that style, tells you that you're going into story mode. You're going into this magical land that he's gonna like paint the picture for in these tracks, which is also dope.
Well, and he leaves you to be curious because you see his face. You see his face on the album cover, and you're like, "What is he reading?"
Yeah.
Oh, so this album is called The Preface. Let me see what he's reading. Maybe this is him reading it out to us.
Yeah. So the whole album in itself is like that big book. That's pretty crazy.
With his hat tilted like that, CC Sabathia would be very, very happy seeing that. CC Sabathia used to come pitching like with his hat tilted like this.
It's pretty sick. Sick album cover. Definitely a classic. I mean, now that you look back at it.
Oh, for sure.
This is one of his classic albums, that people will like come up to him and ask him about. He has some other classic ones too. I really just like his journey though, because like I know that like, we've talked about his journey a bit before, how he had a falling out with Slum Village because of management and then the industry, and then he went into depression and kind of took this hiatus, and he went through that whole story arc. But I really do like, and then he came out with the album, what was it? Poisonous, Lead Poison.
Lead Poison.
Lead Poison. And
I helped
everything.
support that album, by the way. I participated in the Kickstarter.
Ooh, okay.
Shout out.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
That's hip hop as fuck.
that is hip hop actually.
that is hip hop.
Because you were actually part of that. So like, I look back at that now, and I think those kind of things suck in the moment. They suck. But you actually, I think, become better out of it. I think eventually, like, you become stronger. You become just more, they call it like character development almost.
Yeah,
like, you've been through some shit.
Yeah,
Like,
you're stronger.
yeah. So I feel like MF Doom's been through that. Like there's other artists I'm sure that have been through that same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like I like the journey though. Like some people didn't like, from what I hear, some people were like, didn't like the tone of Lead Poison because it was very heavy, and
very.
And that was big for him. That unraveled so much that he was personally going through in that depression, and helped him really get out of it. So, but I actually appreciate that kind of album because as you look through his discography, you see that he's been places. And, I'm one of those guys that like a person's discography or artist's discography that actually shows you some differences. And like, when you look back, it's like, oh, he was in this place when he wrote that.
Oh, yeah.
He was in this place when he wrote this. Like, so the preface to me, when I hear that, I'm like, man, this is a hungry Elzhi.
Oh, for sure.
In a good place.
Who's competitive, who's like bringing you something you haven't heard. I love that. And then when I hear other albums, like even Jericho Jackson, I'm hearing him come back. Like he's coming back with a new sound. Like, I love it. He's working with Crisis again, like, and then he came out some more projects. So I like his overall story arc. I like the fact that he's still not giving up. He's still putting out albums. I think one of them was like 7.
Fall down 7, give it up 8.
Yeah, something like that too, which is another dope concept. Just never being, no matter how many times you fall, you're going to get back up. Like, in other words, so sick concept. And I love the art that he puts out. I do, like you, Ali, wish that he was more talked about, more in the limelight. I wish he had more of that.
Yes.
But I mean, he's still, like, when you think about it, at the end of the day, he has more shine than like some of us MCs out here. So that's still a takeaway.
He's made it somewhere.
Yeah, he's made it. He's made a name for himself where I can Wikipedia him.
Right. I'll put it like this. He's done well enough where he can eat off rapping.
Right.
Exactly. He can support himself through music. And
anytime you can rock a show and get paid for it.
There you go.
Dude, like, you go, you rap, and then you leave with a brown paper bag full of money.
Yeah,
you did it.
You did it. So there's still,
made it.
Yeah, there's still success nonetheless.
That's partly why I don't call Elzhi underrated. He's just underheard.
Yeah.
Like, those that know,
well said.
they know.
Yeah, they know.
The ones that don't, they just haven't heard him yet.
Right. So if you guys are just listening to the podcast, of course, we usually take this time to talk about just the format of the show, which is us going to go into 3 tracks of the album. We're not going to go through every track of the album. That's going to be left for you to do. And we're not going to be playing the music because we're going to get copyrighted and the video might be taken down. So what we're going to actually do is actually read the lyrics and go into it. And then as we're reading the lyrics, find different gems that are hidden in here, pull them together, put some images to it, slap it, make some reels.
Bada bing, bada,
Bada
boom.
bing, bada boom, bada baby back ribs. So, if you guys are just listening to the show, please feel free to go ahead and follow us, drop a like, drop a comment, let us know your favorite Elzhi project.
2 more subs and we get 500.
Oh yeah,
almost there,
So-
y'all.
guys,
Come on.
we're
What is that?
literally
What is that? That's
we're
like a
literally
tease.
this close. Like, if you're not following us,
Come on, man.
But
that's
you're
pretty
watching?
sad. That's
Right.
Wow.
wow. What's hip hop anymore?
We're going to start changing this to what's hip hop.
Yeah, what's hip hop? So the 3 tracks that we chose today are, this was a hard one because there was a lot of good tracks on here.
For sure.
Motown 25. That was pretty unanimous, I think. Colors and Demons. Honorable mentions, going to go to Guessing Game, Talking in My Sleep. But yeah, this album as a whole is a project you can just let play through.
Yep.
No real skips on this. It's very cohesive. Even the transitions, the interludes are like nicely placed. It's just overall a complete project that I feel like that really gives you a good taste of like the style, the technique, everything that he can do as a lyricist. Like
Definitely.
you get the full display of that. So that's partly what's dope here. So going into, we'll go in order of the tracks listed in the album. So that will be Motown as first. Honorable mention to Guessing Game, though, because Guessing Game is one of those examples of the trick tracks that we were talking about, and he's literally throwing out words, and in the bar, he's following up that words with a continuation of the word, and it gives you the picture. You're imagining this as like fill in the blank kind of thing.
Yep. You have to catch the other part of the word.
Which is so challenging to do audibly, to visually see this as a fill in the blank, but he does it very cleverly. There's so much like wit with the way he does that, and he brought us something different. I haven't heard an MC do something like that, so
never.
that was really clever and dope. Definitely a track worth checking out. Sick bars in there. But the first one we got is Motown, and Motown features another Detroit legend who we haven't covered yet, Royce da 5'9". So imagine you're listening to a track with Royce da 5'9" and Elzhi.
You know the bars are heavy.
You already know that when you see a Royce da 5'9" feature, you know you're going to get some
bars
bars.
are heavy.
You already
The
know.
guy giving him the features like, I got to come with something.
The bars are heavy, y'all. Just know.
Yeah.
Just know. So, I mean, first, with Motown 25, just for me personally, the title already got me. I mean, obviously, Detroit is known. That's where Motown, the label, that was the home of Motown. And then Motown 25 in particular, that was the special where they celebrated 25 years of Motown. And of course, everybody knows that as the night Michael Jackson debuted the Moonwalk. He performed Billie Jean, one of the most iconic performances in the history of music. Seriously.
Hey, I'll leave a quick question on this one because we had covered Bone Thugs, and they had something called Mo Thugs. I thought I got that from Motown.
Oh,
but I don't
no, I don't
know
think
if
so.
they had any.
I don't think that's a connection.
I don't know if Motown had any history there or not because
No.
they were heavily influenced by Motown artists.
And they're from Cleveland, which obviously is still in the Midwest. So
Yeah.
definitely could have been some type of influence from there, but I don't think it's a direct correlation.
Okay, I was just like, as I was listening to this, I was kind of wondering, like, oh, where was it? I was getting confused.
Oh yeah, no, it's not a direct
Reminds me of that video that TNT had was like, we're not Detroit when they're talking about Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Take a look at Cleveland. Da, da, da. We're not Detroit.
All right, so we're going into Motown. Verse 1, I think that's gonna be you, right?
Yes. I love this verse. So
Ali made sure it's like, hey, the only thing I asked was
I said if I don't do
He was
all
like,
the verses,
he was like,
I
I
gotta
can just
get
do
this
one
verse.
thing- yeah.
That's it. If
pull
I
out a
don't do-
gat, put a gat on the table. It's like, I just got one request.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I had to do this verse. So yeah, I love this verse. So,
cat on the table.
and he literally just comes right out with it. He doesn't, not a lot of warm up. Oh, come on. Oh, here we go. All right, so All right, so like I said, not a lot of warm up. The beat goes, sample plays, and then he just jumps right in. He goes,
Yeah, piece of the beats.
He goes, I ain't careers, years, pierce ears, fierce with spears. They say I'm gifted, get lifted like the beers
All
and
right,
cheers.
stop already.
Are you kidding me?
Stop.
Are you kidding me?
That already.
Doesn't give anybody a warning.
No.
Off the jump.
Just out the gate. Like, that's the way he pieced those words together.
Yeah.
What? I ain't careers, years, pierce ears, fierce with spears. They say I'm gifted, get lifted like the beers and cheers. Get lifted like the beers and cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting lifted. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like or getting lifted, getting drunk. Like there's so many.
Or getting lifted.
Getting
yeah,
lifted.
right.
You literally lift it to say cheers.
Yep.
Like, come on. Like,
or even layered to that, like the beers in the actual
the show
80s
Cheers.
sitcom. Cheers.
Yep, that's why they even have it capitalized, because that's even a nod to the sitcom.
Yeah.
Catch a thunderbolt, pockets stay lump from 100 notes, stunning quotes.
That alone, like they're catch a thunderbolt. Like you're getting struck. It's almost like you're getting struck
by
the
lightning.
power of lightning, and that he's spitting that energy to you.
And it's hard to even come with another rhyme scheme like that within the next bar because Thunderbolt takes up a lot of space.
That
Yeah.
goes thunderbolt. Yeah.
yeah,
that's
he
good.
still found a way to.
And it's uncomfortable. Like just the
Oh,
linguistic.
you already had it
you
right
just
there. Yo,
threw
it's
one in there,
uncomfortable with
bro.
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolt.
Damn,
You
okay,
threw one in
Zay.
there.
Zayzai?
Oh,
Damn.
Zayzai in the building.
Damn.
That was hard. Damn. All right, hold on. Here we go. So he goes, catch a thunderbolt, pockets stay lump from 100 notes, stunning quotes, make you run a coat while your son's afloat. Prehaps, my skill is real as G-raps. It feel as ill as concealing drills in the kneecaps. What?
Skill is real as G raps.
Yep. Shout out Cool G-rap.
Yes, sir.
Prehaps, my skill is real as G-raps. It feel as
Peace
ill.
to him for storytelling too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Wordsworth was shouting him out, saying he's
Absolutely.
his favorite storyteller.
appreciates G-rap a
Absolutely.
lot.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Prehaps, my skill is real as
I want to throw in
G-raps.
Wordsworth as a comparison too, because Wordsworth with the stories and multi-syllables.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
For
some of that
sure,
in here, too.
absolutely. Prehaps, my skill is real as G-raps. It feel as ill as concealing drills in the kneecaps.
Now I know that there's a surgical procedure where they do in the surgery via the kneecap with like a small drill, something of that nature, to where it's like not that invasive. So it could be an allusion to that.
Damn.
Could be giving homage to that as well.
Okay. Let's see. It's
What
concealing
knowledge you have
drills.
to have.
Man, that's concealing drills in the kneecaps. Your funny style get 3 snaps in a circle. Went off the purple and green.
What does that mean?
So that's from In Living Color. So
Color.
Yeah.
so there was a skit,
that at?
Men on
Yeah.
Film,
Oh,
with
yeah,
Damon
yeah,
Wayans
yeah,
and
yeah.
David Allen
Yeah,
Greer.
where they're super flamboyant. and
Right,
everything.
yes, yep. So it was like, we get this 3 snaps
a
in a
crazy
circle.
reference
or
right there.
snaps and Z formation,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's a
so
crazy-
he said, your funny style get 3 snaps in a circle.
Oh, piece to that right there.
That's such a bar. Like, that was hard.
Elzhi can do what he wants to do.
I
Come
wasn't
on, man.
expecting that. I
Yep.
wasn't expecting that.
He said, your funny style get 3 snaps in a circle. Went off the purple and greens, I'm higher than the jeans on Urkel. Then I murk you.
Higher than the jeans on Earth.
Come on.
I like that.
Went off the purple and greens or off the weed, I'm higher than the jeans on Urkel. Like, come on. And then he's not even done with that metaphor. He's going to circle back to that in another way. He goes, I'm higher than the jeans on Urkel. Then I murk you. Buzz text, the lead sparking. Now who be my next head target? I lift
Lead
up, roll out the
sparking,
red
yeah,
carpet.
The lead sparking right there.
Come
The
on.
pin, but also the lead. Like,
Yeah.
Yep. He said, I lift up, roll out the red carpet, say my name 3 times in the mirror, and if I hear you, I appear clearer, extend both arms and pull you nearer. Pound for pound, I'm pretty live on the mic, keep it flooded like Mike on Motown, 25, put your soul on ice and sold it for a whole known price. I'm nice, keep it not swole on dice.
Keep it flooded like Mike.
Mike
What is-
Motown. So Mike wore high waters.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So he wore
yeah,
high
yeah.
waters when he was on stage.
And if he's actually playing the mirror play, he's the man in the mirror.
Man in the mirror.
Ooh.
That's another, Michael Jackson reference.
rare.
So, and then like I can say he circled back to the high jeans on Urkel.
Right.
So that's 2 times
Right.
he mentions that.
Right, that's kind of crazy, huh? When an MC not only does it once, Cannabis does that. He'll come back and reference it again.
He'll go
like, yeah.
4 or 8 bars later and bring the same metaphor in a different way. So he goes, pound for pound, I'm pretty live on the mic. Keep it flooded like Mike on Motown, 25. Put your soul on ice and sold it for a whole known price. I'm nice, keep a knot, swole on dice. Grinning sarcastic, the way my pen spark acid on the
Do you
bar.
see how dense that Elzhi can get?
Man.
But yet it's very clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's the precision. It's like It's like you're playing the, what's that game where you have to pick the
Operation.
He's very he's in there
man, that's a great comparison.
He's able to his wordplay and his versatility gives him the liberty of not just sticking to one flow within the song.
Yes.
Where he can compress it. Well, he can condense it and he can actually spread it out.
Yeah.
Do whatever he wants.
He's like one of those balls, huh? Like you know those kinetic balls where you inflate it and you bring it apart. Have you seen those before? I'll put an image.
Yeah, or even as a slinky would do.
I guess
a slinky would, when you compact the slinky, it looks like one solid thing, but you extend it out. You see the coils within.
That's a great comparison. Comparison.
Yeah.
Okay, he said, grinning sarcastic. The way my pen to spark acid on the bar, whether in the crib or the car, blasted. Like so, he said, whether you in the crib or the car, turn this up. This is hard. Acid on the bar, whether in the crib or the car, blasted. Son is a prop rub funds from your publisher while his dogs put his guns to you like the Punisher. Or the Terminator flow was harder than a German major midterm in paper. The kids burning sabers, striking cats, how you want it, gat spiker bats. I know you liking that. I stay sharper than Viking hats. What?
Dude, when he actually when I heard that bar, I was just like, oh my god, we didn't need any more.
I like that though, the midterm in paper. So he's just terminating your paper, even, or just the midterm play. You think for a midterm you have to write long essays and stuff.
Right.
So that's even sick.
The flow was harder than the German major midterm in paper. The kid burning sabers, striking cats. How you want it, gat spiker bats. I know you liking that. I stay sharper than Viking
I like
hats.
that. How you want it, gat spiker
bats. Either way, I got you.
Yeah.
Even German major.
Yeah.
You even just hard as the military rank German major, or even success. Your success within the English language. Which in the language of German.
Right. Crazy.
Harder than German. Yeah, even that language of German.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said, I know you liking that. I stay sharper than Viking hats. Exhale, blow mist, serve you with a cold dish. Niggas vomiting, bowels moving. They can't hold piss. Ellen Royce, double team, hotter than a cup of steam. Club your spleen and bury you just as deep as a submarine. Flawless. Should be the very reason you applaud us. You saw us laying down as large, just as raw as crawfish. You met your death. You met your death, and although I took away your breath and I ran, I still left with a grin like Death Auto.
Yeah, I like
that's rewarding the listener.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He leaves the last bar for rewarding the listener.
Yep.
Right, because he gives that pause grand.
Death Auto. Come on.
That was a nice punch at the end too.
I still left with a grin like Death Auto.
Yeah, that was fire.
Nuts.
Oh man, dude, I don't even know. Royce the 5'9" after that,
right? He had he was in for a long day.
It's okay, Royce. Just spit your verse first. I'll fit you in. Yeah. Don't worry about my verse.
Yeah, man, this is pretty crazy. You little can't touch me, baby. Okay, maybe Jay-Z or maybe not. Pardon if I sound lazy. I've been puffing crazy. Writing puff shit. So motherfucker, fuck you, pay me, or lay down in your face. That was a big popular line.
Fuck you, pay me. For sure.
Yeah. I don't know who else said that, but there were some other artists.
Jay-Z made that famous. Yeah. So that's where.
That's right.
Most Def uses it. The New Danger.
Used it. Redman has used it. But yeah, Jay was the first one to put that out there.
Yeah. But that's been recycled for sure. It's cool now because it doesn't sound tired or old. It's just,
Yeah.
Or lay down in your feces. My guns talk. I'm speechless. My pen's the teller. Wow, dude.
Penn and Teller.
My pen's the
teller.
Yeah,
Penn and Teller.
Pen's that teller. Wow, that's crazy. I bends that fella. Now peep this. I eat you and then wash you down with
who you
eat with. Wash you down who you eat with, your company. Just like I'll eat you and then wash you down with
who
him,
you eat with.
her, whatever.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, dude. He's a monster on the mic. Me and Elzhi, yeah, we spit. Oh no, we split. He's sick. I'm sick. I'm sick of how sick he is. He's sick of how sick me is. Me, baby, me, sickest than. And that I think is very iconic. That bar, just that the whole fact that he's pointing that out or breaking the fourth wall, he's sick. I'm sick. He's sick of how sick I am, and I'm sick of how sick he is. I like that. That's pretty dope. Sickest in the D. Since the Shady LP.
Yep.
Nice reference.
He's on Bad Meets Evil.
Yeah, I rapped with Slim Shady. That's what you're saying.
Slight flex.
I can fuck. That's what ladies tell me. 83, I was 6. Head in my mama's daycare. Yeah.
That was that, but I'm the shit.
Head in my mama's daycare.
At 6? Really?
Or-
Goddamn.
That's crazy. I was 6. Head in my mama's daycare.
There's no delivery that's gonna make it be like when someone listens to it, like, oh,
There's no way to spin that. That's what he
I didn't
said.
catch it. 3 deals later, 3 meals later, trying to win. About to be signed again. That's right. I'm about to clown again. Knock, knock. Who's that? It's that cat that'll snap. Throw cheese in the trap. On your homie, you a rat. Ha, ha, ha. I'm back. Matter of fact, I've never left. Those who say I ain't expect it can't accept it. Haters left this boy no choice but to blow. Fuck another hoe from on another pole. Fuck a show. Fuck a flow. I'm about getting money fast while you rapping, or perhaps you hustling sucker slow. Ice glow, sticky green, Bush on sicky team, Capone, but powerful white boy Ricky Cream. Get him straight if he leans. 50 fiends in a line, nickel 9. Been around, you would deal around from Milan to Iran. I'm a Don. Now when I'm around, calming down, eating like it's Ramadan. Oh, that's a crazy rhyme, Ramadan.
Like that was hard.
Yeah.
Man, just
It's a crazy exhibition of just like bars.
2 dudes just going crazy
Yeah,
spitting.
exactly. Just
Love it.
just
Like every song doesn't have to be some crazy concept.
they're just sparring.
It's
like,
just
boom, boom.
we just gonna come with 2 ill verses.
Yeah.
That's it. Love it.
Peace to Motown 25, man. The beat is also hard. Much love to the beats and the productions of this. I just liked how like up the beats felt. Like, they give good vibes, good energy. So now we're going down to the next track that we had chose, which is Colors. This one was produced by Black Milk. Sorry if I didn't mention Motown 25 was also produced by Black Milk as well. So we're going into Colors as being the second track that we chose. And it's not listed here, so I got to search it.
I got the intro.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So settle down, class, take your seats, pull out the manual and turn to chapter 3. We learn the lessons on color schemes. You ready? Here we go. Okay, kids, today we learned the color schemes like purple hearts, black clouds, yellow submarines. Can't go wrong if you listen to the song when it's on. Listen to the song, sing along to the colors.
Now, peace to him on this because like when you do a track like this, it's so uncharted territory. Like, how do you start a track with this concept in mind? You have to really world build in this kind of scenario, which is definitely difficult to do because you're kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but you're basically just kind of like giving instructions in a sly way where it's like, no, this is a story. You're listening to it, but then it's like giving you instructions at the same time.
Yeah.
Very witty. Like the fact that you're able to pull something like that off. He also does this in Guessing Game too.
Yeah. You also need a true strength to this because as an MC and a lyricist, you put barriers on what you're supposed to be spitting within a song like this.
Correct.
So it really tests the metal of how lyrically profound you are.
Yeah.
Right. Piece of the beat on this as well. The beat is a nice compliment to the overall track, and it's a track that has replay value. Yeah. I feel like you can, universally use this commercially for any type of color situation.
Song, man.
Yeah. So verse 1,
Yeah.
or a hook.
You can get verse 1.
Yeah, the hook
You did the
was
hook already.
You can get verse 1, Mark.
Yeah.
I want verse 2.
Damn, it's fucked up how they found Tune. He was robbed for his gold chain in front of a brown stone. But that's what a fella to do if he's not earning 1 red cent.
Okay, already you're hearing the colors: gold chain, brown stone, not red cent.
Red cent. Or trying to make the green like mixing yellow with blue. Oh no, it's true. Another black on black because it's lynch fly. That's what I heard. Word get around like the pink eye. Mentioning the contagion pink eye. Watch out when your enemies sneak by. Wish I could pour white out on these lines before the ink dry.
Man, that was hard.
So the fact that he's still like telling the story in here is what also gives this another layer of difficulty.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about somebody who was robbed for their gold chain in front of a brown stone. What would a brownstone be?
It's a house in New York. No, brownstones are homes like mostly in New York. That's where they're like
home types, right?
Like the Cosby Show house. That's a brownstone.
Ah, I see. Okay, so what's a fella to do if he's not earning one red cent? Red cent? I haven't really heard that phrase.
Yeah, it's like an old. I think that's like an old name for like a penny, basically. That's what I believe. Like sometimes you hear somebody, man, it's not worth 1 red cent. That's basically like, so it's like literally like ain't worth a penny.
And he's trying to make the green just like how you mix yellow with blue, which makes green.
Beautiful.
Which is crazy.
Like the money, you got the literal mixing of blue and yellow to make green. That's just so creative, man.
It's another black on black because it's lynch fly. So that.
I mean, that's just deep right
that's
there.
That's just, already that bar alone is deep.
Black on black because it's lynch fly. Like
that's already. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like a reverse lynching, a black dude killing a black dude. Like, that's just, man.
That's what I heard. Word get around like pink eye.
Like you said, pink eye's contagious.
Because it's contagious. That's right.
The word get around fast.
Right.
Like if you somebody like pink eye, you'll mess around and get it.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
So dope.
Pink eye sucks, by the way. So
I'm glad.
Yeah, Bob Costas, when he was doing the Olympics, he had pink eye. And he was still trying to do... He still had like a co-anchor next to him.
Oh, no.
This whole time he's trying to do pink eye. They finally, like, after the second telecast, you'll see it.
They cut him off.
Yeah, they told him not to come back.
Bro, get out of here.
Dude, you got pink eye. Get the hell out of here.
Get out of here.
All right, Ali, verse 2.
Yeah, so I'll go. Now there's some. Okay, sorry. Now there's some that's dead from fighting over breadcrumbs, feet and head numb. It's murder. We call it red rum. Got them boys in blue with blackjacks locking the new youth. They sell purples to blackberries with the Bluetooth. Saw this gold digger red bone, a new poison.
They sell purples through blackberries. That's sick. The BlackBerry had its time in the cell phone game.
It was out. That was the hot phone at the time.
BlackBerry had its shine, man.
Having a Bluetooth, you was popping.
With the Bluetooth and the BlackBerry?
You was popping with a Bluetooth.
He must have been in Sprint.
See, now
I have no time to pick this phone up.
See, now Bluetooth is just in your phone.
Right.
But before, you used to have the earpiece.
Right.
You had to do it.
That's crazy.
They sell purples through blackberries with the Bluetooth. Saw this gold digger red bone, a new poison in blacktail. Another black girl lost inside a world of blackmail. And white collar crime done on the sneak tip. Different from blue collar workers catching the pink slip.
And notice all the colors again, dude. This dude's keeping true to that whole concept.
White collar crime done
Unlike anything I've ever heard. Like, he's mixing the colors with, like, the wordplay, but then the storytelling. Like, it's so layered.
Actual idioms for these colors. White collar crime, blue collar worker catching the pink slip. Then this part, it was just dope to me. I just love this part. He just goes, yo, red, yellow, orange, green, brown, white, black, pink, purple, gray, blue. Now let's bring it right back. Blue, gray, purple, pink, black, white, brown, green, orange, yellow, red. Now let's take it back down to the colors. Like, he just said a bunch of colors and then reversed it. Like, that was just hard.
And then it brings you back to the track, like colors from Ice-T.
Yeah, Ice-T, yeah.
So that was dope, too.
But that's simple.
Verse 3, I think it's quite foul while I slip the gray goose and orange juice and twist a white widow in a white owl. How first you painting the town red beneath the night skies. Now you're going to trail telling little white lies. Crazy. It gives a mother the blues to see drama printed in black and white on papers that cover the news and read some dudes in a white tee was lying in old piss. A victim of a drive-by. They even killed a goldfish.
Oh,
damn,
man.
That's sad, man. The goldfish caught strays?
Somebody killed somebody in a drive-by. They even killed his goldfish.
Like, family goldfish?
The goldfish from the Cat in the Hat?
The goldfish got it? Hey. Cold.
That's crazy.
Cold.
Cat in the Hat. Yeah, pretty crazy, man. Because, like, you know, I don't know how long he takes to pin this, but I feel like he does them in a short time, too.
Yeah,
I heard he did this whole album in 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks or something like that.
Anything is short.
Yeah, exactly.
2 months, days, hours, or weeks.
Damn.
Yeah, he did in 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
So that's also,
nuts.
Credit.
Nuts.
Pretty dope. That concept track, man, it goes different from anything I've heard and somebody being able to do that. Like, yeah, usually you'll hear lyricists like play with a couple of colors and they move away from it. Yeah. This dude carried it all the way through. Like you said, use the idioms. Like, That was nice. That reminds me of like something like Daylight would do or something like he would go with the
for
alien
sure.
or something like that.
Oh yeah, battle rappers, they do this kind of stuff all the time.
Yep.
For sure.
That's the bread and butter.
Yeah.
Yep. So we move on to the third track, which is going to be Demons. I'm just kidding. It's not like that, but
Demons.
But it's going to be Demons. Honorable mention again to a track that I like, Talking in Your Sleep. I think that one was a pretty dope, one. Just talking about his dreams. What rapper is doing that?
Making a song about their dreams. Like that's
hard, man.
That's crazy.
I know it's different. I know it's not like a club banger or anything like that, but
nah, that's creative, dude. Like I'm saying, like there's a time and place for everything. Like I said, nobody's at the club 24 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to hear dope
chill,
bars and creative rhyming.
When you want more, that's when it becomes pretty fun.
Like, it's okay to think sometimes. Like that's actually cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent. It really pisses me off, man. It really does. I don't. Like,
tell them how you feel, Ali.
I can't stand when people say shit like that. Like, oh, so-and-so's too complicated. I don't want to do... Dog.
You're exposing yourself that.
Just say you're stupid, okay? Just say I'm dumb, okay?
Hey,
damn.
Me and Isaiah were like, man, we need some more clips.
Like, just say
now
I'm
we got
dumb.
Clips.
Just say I'm dumb.
No, I can't clip that on Holly.
I can't stand that shit,
You're gonna get
bro.
so many people just commenting,
admitting to their faults.
Like I don't like this. Now, if you don't like it, that's fine. Yeah. But don't use the complicated thing for the reason. That's not a good reason. Just say I don't like it.
This is a bad time to ask for 2 more subscribers for 500.
Damn,
don't worry, guys. I'm on your side.
I'm sorry, that part bothers me. But one last thing on this.
That's hip hop HR.
One last thing on this tangent.
Hip hop HR.
One thing I do like about artists like Elzhi, like it's hard to be a fan of Elzhi and be a dummy. Like just not even trying to be funny. Like it'd be really hard to be a real fan of Elzhi and be stupid. Like that would be hard. And again, that's not to say you're automatically smart if you like Elzhi, but to be a complete buffoon, you'd have a hard time being a fan of Elzhi. Just keeping it. You'd have a hard time. I'm sorry. I had to get that out.
Don't worry, guys. I'm your friend here.
If
you need anything, I'm here for you.
You can like what you want to like, but don't use the complicated thing as the reason. Don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do that.
It's gonna be let's not create an echo chamber here.
Okay,
sorry,
but good point.
But
no, it's good that you got that off your chest, Ali. Sometimes we got to do that, man. Sometimes we got to just let it out, man. So we're going on to the last track, which is Demons, which
which Ali just unleashed upon.
I just unleashed some demons.
Yeah, our own exorcisms here on That's Hip Hop,
which is cool because again, this shows you the many dimensions of Elzhi because he's somebody that can also show you some more edge, going introspective now. But he's also like you mentioned on Slum Village, like he was doing some tracks for the ladies and stuff. But like there's just so much to this guy that like he can do. I just like the fact that he can do it all. Like this guy, very versatile and he's able to do like something for the girls, but he's also able to give you concepts. He's also able to like give you like lyricism, like he's able to give you depth. So I like the fact that Elzhi has it all.
He gives you the balance. Like I said, you still got Savior on here with T3 from Slum Village, so you still got another song for the ladies. Like he still taps into that.
Yeah. So this one we're going into the track. If I could get my hands out that sill, I could pull myself up. DEMONS. Damn, I think I'm going insane. I'm hearing voices echoing in my mind. I can't take this, y'all. So he sets up the song with a skit here, which you already know we're about to get into it when you set up a skit like this.
Man.
And with the song like Demons spread out in acronyms,
right,
to the trained mind that's looking at this,
right,
they can. Again, he's treating the people that listen and actually read into the depth. Probably is going to be doing a lot of breaking down.
Oh, for sure.
With it. So, look, I could feel the demons in my brain creeping through the dark parts. Got my tucking different handguns in my Carhartts. Where the hood got the Reaper hiding underneath, yo. Ever wonder why we rather die than let the beef go?
That is just such a bar,
Why
man.
we rather die than let the beef go?
Go.
Some dudes rather buck shots.
They'd rather die in the street than just say, you know what, I'm good.
Dang.
Stay feeling stress, greed, lust, and jealousy. My people cope by using cess, speed, dust, and LSD.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on.
Oh, wait. Too lyrical. The lyrical fallout.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that right here is something MF Doom would do.
Oh, for sure.
You know, where he lines up the scheme like that, like where he rhymes a whole sentence. In other words, like that's in that same vein here. But what I love about this is that he's listing out the great like sins, stress, greed, lust, jealousy, with the vices, cess, speed, dust, LSD.
Yeah,
like that. That's another level.
That's
of
another
elite
level of
lyricism.
technique.
yeah. The difficulty within that
Right.
has to be you have to rhyme it, but you also have to make it entertaining. Keep it
Real.
within the flow you're using.
And it's like real shit.
And it
so
has
that's
to
what
actually
makes
make
it-
sense.
Yeah, right. So that's another level right there.
D, more than just a simple sickness. It's triple sixes to haunt the holy temple scriptures. And got the lost souls playing false roads.
And I have to say this: whenever an MC starts battling or you with the S's and the S sound, like
They're coming with it.
yeah. And I want to mention Tretch from
Shout out Tretch.
Joker when he busted out that that S scheme.
Stocky.
Spaz.
Never seen
So,
sloppy. See silver
yeah.
sapper suckers.
Whenever an MC
man.
does that, like
Crazy.
Yeah. Expect the worst on that verse.
Bars.
Yeah.
exactly.
You got the lost souls playing the false roads that got them once they got inside them like crossbows. And he's working the internal. He's like, it's the demons conjure up images you're dreaming or screaming. It seems like you're seeming. They scheming. So with, playing in like the seeming at a microscopic level, they have a purpose and they're all going after this one target. So in essence, they are all scheming for one thing.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he's painting this picture as well, like of the demons. They're conjuring up those images you're dreaming. So it's like, I think of like a villain like Freddy or something. Like you don't even have control of your own dreams. They're like conjuring up those. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy painting these kind of pictures.
God is paranoid, stepping out, very cautious. The same way we holding guns, nuns carry crosses. Forms of protection against evil forces. Of course, the subjections in your cerebral cortex. Demons.
Cortex. I was thinking of
the RZA.
RZA. Yeah. Cerebral cortex.
Bust it down like raw sex.
Clog up your bloodstream.
Shout out RZA though. Shout out RZA.
Oh,
RZA was on
man.
one.
We kid because we love.
Yeah.
Man, my palms feel sweaty.
Piece of Eminem.
My
I am.
skin's curling. Even though my soul feels trapped, man, I don't know what to do. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night hearing whispers.
It's crazy, man. And then verse 2, this is where he just blacks out. This is where he just takes it to a whole nother planet.
Yeah.
AP level Elzhi.
Like this is again, I'm not trying to be mean, y'all, but I'm serious.
This is like Mahjong Elzhi.
This is not for the average. It just isn't. You really gotta sit.
This is
and
where
think,
his eyes turn all black.
because he goes crazy here.
Yeah.
If I broke the word down in acronyms while using part logic, a demon could mean destroying every man off narcotics. Drug epidemics measure obsession needles. God dealing. Come on.
Oh, I got bucked on first. No!
I'm still alive.
Crazy, dude.
Some dude got that much beef with you that he wants to shoot you
I'm
before.
gonna take you out. Bomb's going off, but you gotta go. I have to take you out.
He's not going to give the nuclear bomb the credit.
Nope, I need to do it. Hilarious, man.
That's so stupid.
He said a demon can mean destroying every man of narcotics.
Yeah,
Drug
that's pretty
epidemics
crazy.
measure obsession needles.
Look at that. Drug epidemics measure obsession needles. Like
Got-
still spelling demon the whole way.
Got dealers earning money overnight. Deceitful.
Overnight?
Yep.
Yeah.
Deceitful elections monitor our nations, while devils affected music out now on your stations.
Man, dude.
Dirty, explicit material oozing negativity, distorting eardrums, mentally overwhelming nonsense,
Oh.
dysfunctional
Talking
educational
about the rap
malfunction.
genre, talking about politics, he's talking about the drug epidemics. Like,
He's taking it everywhere.
Yeah.
Dirty, explicit
education.
yeah,
He's going everywhere.
everywhere. Dirty, explicit material oozing negativity, distorting
Porn
eardrums.
and whatever, whatever type of that's exotic stuff. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Distorting eardrums, mentally overwhelming nonsense, dysfunctional educational malfunctions, oppressed Negroes. Death equals murder, oxygen's neglected. Drama, extreme mayhem, owning a necklace. Diabetes, intermediate, obese.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he went into another level
So,
here.
dreams eventually match ordinary nightmares. Department eviction management office notices.
Yeah.
Dreadful evolved missiles operating nuclear. Why is this new to you?
War, talking about work. Yeah, talking
eviction
about
notices,
eviction,
home.
Like he's hitting everything.
Every aspect of human interaction.
Where you feel like, in every situation, and this goes to like the religious side, anytime you run into a problem, you say like, the devil's a liar. Because no matter in what situation, whatever obstacle or struggle or adversity you're feeling, you usually call that like the devil.
Right? Yeah.
So, and in this case, in life, whether it's war, education, whatever's oppressing you, that in a way is saying
drug
demon.
game.
That's a demon. Like that's crazy.
All of these things are demons.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's
the
nuts.
industry.
That's what I think separates this guy from when you hear Common, you think of like lyrical, Common lyrical guy. But in this light, when we look at Elzhi, this is what I think what really distinguishes Elzhi from that, and where it really puts him in just a different tier of
rare
lyricism.
air.
Yeah.
Whereas like you said, somebody like Common who is extremely lyrical.
Yeah, he is.
Super dope.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he'll keep it to a certain point to remain in the mainstream.
Right.
And that's also smart business wise, knowing your audience.
It
We're not
is.
that's not being critical at all.
Yeah, we're not knocking anything.
Not
away.
at all.
Yeah.
Because he knows the right time and place where there's plenty of examples of him catching a freestyle either
common sense.
either on the radio
Yep.
or even there's that a recent clip from a couple years back where some dude is outside performing and happens to walk Common
Off the top.
and then he
So-
just
Just
catches Rick
freestyle.
off the top.
Off the
Yep.
top.
He's actually about to drop an album with Pete Rock, so that
that's
lets you
another
know
nice.
where.
Yeah.
Just if you know that, you know where he's gonna go on that
Right,
album.
yeah.
This is me showing y'all I'm still nice.
Right. That's gonna be a sick one.
We even have this example of the demon within this song, and throughout a lot of literary works, we have this example.
Yeah.
So it's a tale as old as time is, because you have in the Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven,
Yeah.
you have this gentleman mourning his wife Lenore, but
yeah,
putting a lot of emphasis of his distress upon the Raven.
That's crazy.
And the Raven does nothing the whole time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The Raven does nothing the whole time. You even have
It's just go, but yet he's painting this picture with the storytelling.
Yeah.
That makes it like, the Raven's doing all this stuff.
you even have Charles Dickens doing The Telltale Heart, and you have this guy who kills somebody and leaves the heart underneath floor panels, and throughout an event he hears the beating of the heart. No one else hears it.
Yeah.
But within himself and within his own thoughts, he thinks that there's the heart's beating, and it basically takes him into his own mania.
Right.
So in this type of lyrical work, it not just being literary, but in this lyrical work that Elzhi has, you have him putting the smorgasbord of examples that are demons.
Right.
It could be the demon of us not being able to pay rent. It could be the demon of the drugs within our city, the demons of politics,
music
various
industry.
demons.
Right. That create the modern day Joker.
All wrapped within the same acronym that
Right.
you can apply it to. Ali can apply to myself and many others.
Right. Yeah. That's
Genius.
That's
It's genius.
Yeah, that's very high tier
This
level.
is, I mean,
Lupe Fiasco.
Seriously.
That's like those kind of like tier level
because
writers.
it would be one thing if he broke this down in like 2 or 3 acronyms.
Right.
That's already creative.
Yeah.
He did like
A whole
12.
verse.
He did like 12 of them.
Right.
Like I didn't sit and count, but off the top, he probably did at least 12
Yeah.
breakdowns.
And then making it all rhyme at the end of the day.
Come on, man. It's different.
With his bridge, he kind of goes to the end of this, followed by the outro and a
Doubles
skip.
down. That's crazy.
D, dark deception, deepest degree. E, enhanced evil, extraordinary envy. M, major malicious, miscellaneous mayhem. O, overload off, obnoxious obscenities. N, never nice nature, negative nemesis. S, several strange souls symbolizing stress. S, several strange souls symbolizing stress. S, several strange souls symbolizing stress.
Come
So
on.
even stress in itself could be a demon. In other words, like know,
Like he broke it down in different ways. First, he did it from each letter.
yeah,
He broke it down and spelled the word demon and
Yeah,
did
back to
a
back,
demon
back
for
to back,
each letter. Then he doubles down and does it where each letter has it in its own set of demons.
Right.
Like first he did it from the word demon, then he did it from the individual letter. That's insane, man. That is
it really is.
crazy.
Yeah, it really is. Like it just shows you the level of skill that we're talking about.
Top tier.
Elite lyricism.
Top tier.
Yes.
Elite lyricism. The only thing is that like not a lot of people heard him.
That's it.
Not a lot of people heard him. But
That's it.
if you're about that, like in hip hop, then you know.
And
Then you know.
it's not like he doesn't. That's the other thing. It's not like he hasn't been on hit records.
Right.
He has.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Part of Slum Village. He's
Slum
been
Village
on.
is like a cornerstone of like underground hip hop stuff. Like
he's been on songs that charted.
right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just do your homework.
Also
Do
a
your
Detroit native, like Welcome to Detroit is another thing, like
Mm-hmm.
another project. So yeah, people should know Dilla, Apprentice, like
Yeah.
like you got to know this guy. So takeaways from this album. What do you guys think off of the preface?
classic. It should be the same way that we have college courses that break down Tupac lyrics
Yeah.
or break down To Pimp a Butterfly. The preface could sit right there with
Yeah,
those.
he's one of those
This
guys.
is one of those works that if someone wanted to teach a college course on it, they could.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it sits at that table. It's that deep. It's that layered. It's that balanced, and it's that complex to where you have to think. It's okay to think sometimes. I know I had my rant earlier, but I really want to challenge people when it comes to this hip hop thing because it's like I said, nobody parties all day. Nobody does.
We're all soldiers of the same struggle here because there's times where we felt that even in the early 2000s when we were all in high school that there was a lot of artists that we wish got their shine
yeah.
and we were stuck listening to, albums that were like, okay, they're mainstream and everything, but they're not as cool as our A example.
Right. Yeah, correct.
They're not as cool as so-and-so to us.
Yeah.
We're still, we're dealing with that 20 years almost away from the preface
Man,
to where it's like, man, we wish certain artists get their shine. It's always going to be a struggle that we're dealing with. And one thing I do appreciate about Elzhi's The Preface, despite time, generating a gap,
Yeah.
the lyricism makes it timeless.
Makes it timeless. Yeah.
We don't have with the lyricism, it still keeps, I think great lyricism provides relevance to any part.
True. You're gonna circle
Oh,
back to it,
absolutely.
yeah.
We are still quoting, we are still bugging out every time we listen to Illmatic,
Right.
because of the lyricism. We still listen to, dope albums like 36 Chambers, Liquid Swords, Black on Both Sides, because these albums stay relevant because they're lyrically sound, production-wise sound, overall sound.
man.
Elzhi's The Preface stays like that. More on the emphasis where Homeboy catches wreck on the lyrical tip.
Yeah. Yeah. Super
Facts.
hungry in this album right here.
Yeah.
Very competitive. Like, and he's giving you the full display of everything he can do. That's what's dope about this album. and it's a great start to his discography as a debut album because it's good energy. The beats complement everything, the vibe. He has the soul.
And that's the other dope part about this. Like, that's the other dope part about an album like this. Because sometimes you'll get, people have gripes about lyrical albums and they'll complain about beats.
Right.
Can't do that here.
Nah.
Can't do that here. These beats knock.
Yeah, these beats are sick.
Like, these are dope beats you can blast. Like, these beats have legit knock to them.
And I like his ear for these beats.
Absolutely. Because that is one area where some lyrical rappers.
Cannabis doesn't have the ear for
the
beats.
Yeah, he's one of those.
Yeah.
Like,
his debut album was
lyrically, he's got it.
Yeah.
But his ear for picking beats, he can miss sometimes.
Yeah.
Whereas Elzhi, that's not the case.
So piece of this album, if you guys haven't listened to it, definitely check it out. It's definitely the recommended album to check out. Of course, he has other works as well that you guys can check out.
Yeah. This is just the preface.
Yeah. Too long. It's getting shot like that. But yeah, so definitely check it out. It's a dope ass album. So peace to you guys for listening in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, follow us. We're only 2 subscribers away from 500, so please.
Utah, give me 2.
Yes, just 2. That's it. That's all we need. Before we leave, a couple of plugs we want to give for the show. If you guys are into hooking up your gear, maybe you have maybe you're lacking in your Mackin and you need some special swag to step it up, either on your hats, your backpacks, your gear, whatever it is. Mark is your plug. Let them know what you do and what you got, Mark.
Yeah, we have this small little venture called the Notorious Pin. Have over 30, 40 some odd pins from video game related ones to your favorite sports player's name and number on the back with no affiliation to their team. We recently dropped the Wiimote available in black or white, and we're coming out with another couple pins that you guys will be able to pick out in black and white. It's almost like you can have them selected just like your iPod. Maybe that's a little hint on what's next. Also to make sure to check us out on online at thenotoriouspin.com or on Instagram at elnotoriouspin, on TikTok at the Notorious Pin. I also want to give a shout out to our mentor of sorts, Wordsworth. He's actually starting his own podcast called What Words Are Worth.
Yeah,
so please on that, make sure you guys tune into that too. I appreciate him being able to start his own podcast and get that off the ground, because he is a gentleman that has a lot of stories to tell, and for him to even give us that interview that you had with him, Isaiah, I feel that it's our responsibility to help him as much as he's helping us.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Peace to Wordsworth. Peace to Wordsworth on that. Then we also have Ali, man. Speaking of prefaces and writing books, Ali himself. Let's give some plug there so people can find you, Ali. Let them know where they can
definitely
get
so the preface of my audio catalog. I'm sorry, my book catalog is called Restoring the Feeling. It's a poetry book. It is out anywhere you can find books digitally: iTunes, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. Find it there. And I'm also in the process of trying to get my second book published. It's called The Inspiration. I don't want to really speak on it anymore until I get it published, but once I have it published, I'll start plugging that book a lot more. But the Restoring the Feeling is out now. Go cop it.
You just need an album, G. That's it.
That's it, man. That's it. Just gotta find a release date, man.
So the only question I'm just gonna pick a question right quick for us here. Let's see.
We don't need dead air, so let's just. I'll make sure to actually fill in this blank of you thinking with no dead air.
No. Okay, right. We don't need dead air.
I was gonna say you're just gonna let it. You're like, oh.
Good call, Mark. Good call.
Okay, so I don't have a question, but I do have a little bit of an update to the beef with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. So Drake is reportedly to have removed push-ups from YouTube along with the heart Part 6.
Yeah, I knew about the Heart Part 6.
What do you guys think about that move and doing that?
I mean, the Heart Part 6, yeah, he did that a while ago because it got so many dislikes, and that's not good for the algorithm.
Didn't know that.
But yeah, it was so many. I mean, it might have, I don't remember what the number was, but let's just say it got 100,000 likes. It got 500,000 dislikes.
Oh, yeah, it got rich.
Way more.
Yeah.
So he took that off within a week. That song was gone.
So now you took down push-ups as well.
I didn't know that. Now that's new for me. I did not know that.
The proverbial waving of the white.
Yeah, I mean,
waving of the white flag.
Take an L and move on.
But see, my thing with that is, you lost. It's okay.
Yeah.
Dudes lose rap beefs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, because he still gave us a good.
You had a great showing.
And they're both still alive.
Right.
They're both alive.
So yeah.
No one lost in the
Nobody
aspect
died.
of life.
No.
Nobody got beat up.
Nah,
It's okay.
I do find it funny though.
No one got beat up before a Tyson
no.
fight.
No, I do find it funny though. Like literally after this beef, you have both of these guys, J. Cole and Drake, drop some weird tracks.
Weird.
The whole
I don't understand this.
The grippy track thing is
That
weird.
was whack.
And
Sorry. That was whack.
And then Drake doing this like "Hey There, Delilah."
That
like,
was
remix.
garbage. I thought it was AI at first. That was terrible.
It's just so weird.
It
It's
might be
so-
the worst song I've ever heard.
If that,
It was
he's
awful.
They're doing what Machine Gun Kelly did, which is after the whole
Yeah,
Eminem
we just left rap and
Just left the
rap.
genre?
Yeah, just left
Dog.
the genre and doing something
the
different.
best move. I'm serious.
So crazy.
I know you don't watch this, Drake, but I'm serious. Just go away for a while.
That is
Just go
actually
away
good
for a minute.
advice. Yeah, just
2024, y'all got
make-
it.
Yeah, trade places with Andre 3000
Yeah,
and
make everybody
start
miss
doing the
you.
flu
I'm 2024.
and have Andre 3000 start
I'm in
rapping
a hole.
again.
that's a good advice because what you do there is you create this like vacuum where you like make people miss you.
Yes,
again,
that's. I always say the one thing Drake fans have never done is miss him.
How can I miss you if you don't go away?
right. Huh,
Go away for a minute. So yeah.
All right, well,
my
that's our
thoughts.
take on that. Mark, go ahead, let him have it, man.
To the MCs and to the 2 people that need to subscribe from 500. If you drop a mic, drop a like before the nuclear fallout. Damn, that's hip hop indeed. Not again. Wait, you survived two of them? Damn.
Peace.